You wanted big builds? Well, you got it. Minecraft with Daedalus 822. Build big or go home.
Hey guys, so 1.8 is just around the corner, or maybe 1.8 is already out, depending when you watch this damn video. But anyway, there's some massive changes coming up to the breeding of villagers now. Like, example, you actually have to trade with both villagers to get them in the mood, I would just call it, to enable them to breed. So it's starting to sort of become not really worth it to build a breeder. So I've sort of come up with a solution. I think, don't get me wrong, I'm just saying, in my personal opinion, I think breeders is, you know, in the past. Now, I think zombie purifiers are possibly the future of making yourself a trading hall or whatever. You know, don't have a breeder anymore. What you do is you find yourself a zombie spawner and you build yourself a purifier, which pretty much what actually happens is a chance that the zombie spawner will spawn a villager zombie, right? They look a little different than normal zombies, and what will happen is if you throw a splash potion of weakness and then feed him a golden apple between, I think it was 2 and 5 minutes, he'll change back into a villager. So I think that might be a more viable option than building breeders and trying to trade with them to get them to breed all the time, because I'm pretty sure you have to continuously trade with them to get them in the mood constantly. So it's sort of becoming not really worth it. So I've sort of come up with this solution in front of me. We've got a zombie purifier which I've built, and I will be showing you the ins and outs of it today, and hopefully by the end of the video I'll be giving you a tutorial on it. So anyway, let's start at the very beginning. So first off, right, you find yourself a zombie spawner, which I have spawned one in because I'm in a super flat world like this. Okay, you have found yourself a zombie spawner. Now, the first problem you come up, first problem you get is 4 or 5 zombies will spawn out of this at the same time, which is very bad and could break systems. Separating 5 zombies all squished together is really hard. So that is the first problem I had to overcome. So what I actually did is shrunk down the room. So the room is currently being shrunk down, and what actually happens is only one, I repeat, one zombie at a time will spawn now, which is very good for cell design. So, you know, you won't really break anything. One zombie will spawn, 20 seconds later maybe another zombie will spawn. It is a little bit slower than normal, but it reduces problems within all machines. You know, 1 at a time instead of 5 at a time is much more simpler. So that was the first problem. The second problem after figuring out what the dimensions to make a spawner spawn 1 zombie at a time was, second problem was baby zombies. Baby zombies obviously can break machines as well. So what I've built here is just a quick simple filter, which is on the internet now. You can look it up and find it, but it's quick and easy, and baby zombies just pretty much fall out here, right? Okay, so that pretty much filters all those baby zombies out. You don't really have any problems with that. So after solving all those problems, let's seal this back up. After solving all those problems, what I thought of next is getting getting the zombies into separate cells. That was the next problem. So what I've done here is I've built a new cell system to house all the zombies. Now it holds 4 at the moment, but this could be stretched out as far as you want. Now let me try to explain how this works. Okay, so a zombie will come down here, and the glass on the top here is stopping him from jump. So if we get out of jump, we can't jump, right? No way he can jump over that. So he's going to fall down this hole. He's going to fall down it. Whee! So once he's fallen down, as you can see, let's get back out of here and replace that so you don't get any problems. As you can see, a dispenser has dispensed water out. Now what will actually happen if we get back in that canal, so that zombie is now stuck in there, and the next zombie that comes along pretty much just floats right over the top, because zombies do not sink. They constantly hold spacebar. If you didn't know that, they might try fight the current, but you know it's a losing battle. Eventually, he's just gonna end up in the next cell. Same thing, all right? So, and that just continues and continues and continues like that. So the next one and the next one, the next one and the next one, and this is only a 4-cell design. So after the 4th one, they sort of go into a disintegrator. Now this is endless. You can stretch this out endless without having any problems with water because of the signs and water pattern here. It just continuously connects like waves. And then once the zombies are in the cells, you have a look. You know, you're looking around. You know, it's like, okay, this guy here, he's just a zombie. He's not a zombie villager or anything. You press the top button to kill him. Now, if he was a zombie, if he was a villager, and you threw your splash potion of weakness, fed him the apple, and then after 5 minutes he changes into a normal villager, you hit the keep button. And once you hit the keep button, the circuit will reset, and, well, let me show you. So we hit the keep button. So as you can see, the water's gone now, allowing the next mob or zombie to drop down and take his place. Now that villager that we just purified just comes underneath just a simple water canal system under here, and they end up down here. Now I have done some testing. As you can see, I've got some villagers here, all nice and converted. These guys were zombies, but they're all converted now. Now you could have this hooked up to anything you want. You know, you could have a trading hall. You know, hook it up to a trading hall, whatever. This is just an example right here. This is just, you know, a giant long bench window shop thingamajig. You can come and grab some nice trades off. All right. So yeah, no, you leave them. You can build whatever you want down there. That's just an example. So yeah, that's exactly how it works. We've got to reset that cell because we jumped in it. So we'll just hit the keep button. So I want to show you them cooking as well. So let's turn it on to hard really quickly. And wait for a zombie. Did we seal this top up? Yes, we did. Wait for a zombie to spawn. Hopefully it's not a zombie, baby zombie, so he'll pop out the bottom there. But here we go. Fantastic. So he makes it in there nicely. He's burning right now, so let's put a brick on top so he'll stop burning. I think I can hear the next zombie on its way. It'd be really nice if it gives us a villager zombie so I could show you guys. I don't think it's going to be that nice to us. Nah, it's not going to be that nice to us. He's in there somewhere. But anyway, we got our first zombie. He's in there. He's not a villager. We don't really want him. And that sun is going down. So let me just set the time really quickly. There we go. So yeah, I was hoping the next guy will come along. But yeah, no, the spawner actually does slow down a tad. It's not spawning as quick as it used to be. But there you go, there's the second guy coming in. Same thing. So let's see how smooth that is. And as I said, you can stretch this out as far as you want, which is pretty cool. So anyway, we got 2 zombies now. We don't really want none of these guys, right? So first off, we're gonna slaughter this guy. All right, we're gonna slaughter the second guy. And the zombie's actually already taken its place. So, quite cool. So he'll die. We don't need this guy. Let's kill him because I was really hoping for a zombie villager to come along. The second, see, just these damn things they keep coming. But yeah, no, you can fill all these cells up nicely. You know, if we want to keep them, like example, let's sacrifice. I'm not going to be able to get a zombie villager in here, but let's just sacrifice and say keep. Right, he's just going to go down and he's going to do nasty things to those poor old villagers down there. Oh, funny stuff. But yeah, that's what happens when you hit keep. And yeah, it'll just continuously go like that until it's full, and then they'll just be dumped off the edge. Now, as I said, it would have been really nice if I got a zombie villager. That doesn't matter. You guys probably really want to see the redstoning behind us. It's actually not that complex. Let's spin around here real quick. Okay, so as you can see, it's not extremely complex. It's a little bit squished, so you know some people might get a little confused on it. But let me just run you through really quickly. So the first switch here is obviously hooked up to the piston here, which is constantly extended thanks to the redstone signal. This end bit here that's coming out, that stretches up the top. That sort of resets the dispenser every time for the water. And these two hoppers here, this is a double pulser. This here will allow a double pulse for the dispenser, which is currently located there. And what will actually happen is yeah, that will trade the item twice, which using a comparator will send a signal obviously twice, allowing a lava blade to be dispensed and taken back in pretty quickly, which is fantastic. And all we have here is a delay. This has to be here because the double pulse, if you hook this into the main line, the double pulse, you would actually cause the water up here to double pulse as well, which you don't want that. So just 2 repeaters just to slow down that a little bit is absolutely fine. And we've got baby zombies on the ground because they're probably coming out of the filter, and I should have put lava under there to kill them. But yeah, that's pretty much it. You know, you could, some of these blocks you can actually get rid of, you know. Yeah, every single one's the same. It's pretty much well, it's not really tileable because it's too wide. I'm pretty sure tileable, you need at least needs to be 1 wide. But yeah, no, okay. So I think if you guys hold off a little bit, I will gladly do a tutorial. So just give me a minute and we'll get started on the redstone. I'll do slice at a time. No, what we're going to do is we're going to start from the very start. So we'll put a spawner in, we'll build the little room, and then we will go down to the cells here, the cell where they drop down into the right cells, and then we'll move down to the cells themselves. Now, this tutorial won't include any enclosures. I think you can pretty much use your imagination. Put them wherever you want to put them. And he's burning because there's glass up here. He's sort of cooking from the sun. Whoops. Here. Whoops. Yeah, you're not really meant to have glass up here. So, which is not a good thing. Then still no zombie villager. Me rambling on all this time. Okay, guys. So, let's switch over to the tutorial. Alrighty then. I am back. And we're not too far away from the purifier. So anyway, what I've gone and done is given myself a zombie spawner, because obviously we're in a super flat world and we cannot go and discover one on a normal world. So anyway, just say, you know, you find yourself a zombie spawner, because you need a zombie spawner. The first thing obviously is you clear out the room, and normally you dig it out and make it bigger, but that's if you're going to build an XP farm. This is not an XP farm. We need to shrink the room down. So what I've done is built a 3x3 directly underneath the zombie spawner. I've left a 2 gap, and what we're going to do is build like a half a cube around it, pretty much. Okay, so that's what we're going to do first. So normally when you find these rooms, you're meant to make them bigger, not smaller. So the reason why we're doing this is we want to control how many zombies that come out. If you make the room bigger, it will give you maximum, I think, is 4 per cycle. Now 4 obviously can clog the system, and they can all go in the same cells and everything else, which is bad. So it took me a while to figure out, you know, what to do. Like, I was trying to separate these guys and everything, and then I figured, wait, can we just shrink down the room and it would control the spawns that way? And yes, it did. It worked fantastic. It probably can actually go smaller, or maybe one larger if you want to increase the volume of zombies. So, you know, it's totally up to you, but this is pretty much my little half a square. So, another thing is I recommend making, if there's caves right near the spawner, making it at least 2 or 3 thick in the walls, because if you didn't know, the spawners have a chance to spawn stuff through the damn wall. I've seen it happen before. So that's just a little heads up, that's a little tip. So maybe make it 2 or 3 or quadruple thick, you know, go crazy, but for this tutorial we will just keep it simple. Okay, so we're going to come down the bottom and we're going to create like a U shape, a little baby U. We're going to leave a gap here. And we're going to build it up a couple. Just build it up. Just build it up. Oh, too far. Okay, and we're going to grab ourselves a sign. We're going to go, well, technically if you're doing this in survival, you grab yourself a bunch of signs. So the best thing is to do is put the signs on this back wall here. Now this is obviously going to leave a nice gap. Water's going to go across the top here. And this 1x1 is meant for baby zombies to fall down. Okay, so, and what we need to do now is stop the water coming backwards, because if you put water there now, it's going to flow backwards, which is quite bad. So we're just going to add signs across like that, and by clicking on the same sign, you will extend out and float in the air. just if you're wondering. And we're going to grab ourselves a bucket of water, and we're going to fill up this room now, like this. And it's going to create a nice current, so any zombie that spawns is going to come to the edge, right? So now what we want to do is we want to place a bucket of water over here as well, which will create a nice current like that. So yeah, if you're a Mr. Zombie, I'm Mr. Zombie, I'm coming along, holding spacebar, see? And you get sort of washed down like that. Okay? So now, if you're a baby zombie, you would not go up block. You're only 1 block tall, so technically you just go. So may I suggest installing like just a lava thing down here. But may I suggest installing a lava, if you're going to install like a lava tunnel here to destroy the babies, building it a little bit away from the spawner, because if you did not know, light from the lava can actually affect the spawner itself on spawn rates, and even turning it off completely, which, you know, you don't want that. You just do not want that at all. So I'm just going to build a little wall. I'm not even going to put lava in here. I'm just doing this to stop the sunlight getting up in our room. All right. This is just a little drop chute. You know, as I said, you can put whatever you want down here. It does not matter. You can even collect them up if you want to have like a horde of baby zombies. It's totally up to you, which is cool. So we're just going to build this up, make it all nice, a dark room now, right around. Quite simple. There we go. So we're going to actually break into it now. Okay, so the room is starting to look pretty dark. Now we need to break this block here where the water is flowing down this way. So, well, we won't do that now. So we'll just go out, say about 5. Something like that will do just fine for now, because I'm not sure how far this water will travel. Oh, perfect. Lovely. So, also what we want to do is we want to build this down a little bit. Oh, I just thought of something, actually. I think if you're Mr. Zombie, you might get stuck on the top of the door here like I just did. So, come out by 1. Break this block here. Just using a bit of common sense, and that will help the zombie make a cleaner transition underneath. Well, in my opinion anyway. So we'll build this up, take it along like that. Nice and simple. Well, we don't even need to build that one up. So technically that should be dark enough. Yeah, it should be dark enough. Let's have a quick test, make sure some zombies come out. Actually, before we do that, /time set 0, which will set the time, and we will turn it on to easy. Now, I like to play on my super flat maps in peaceful, because these damn slimes just start coming out everywhere, which is crazy. Okay, so now we can see a zombie. He's coming on down. He's yeah, he's working fine. So that's all good. That's what I wanted it to do. Bye. And look, did you see that baby zombie come out? Yep, he got filtered out nicely. Okay, so we'll just switch that back onto peaceful. Okay, so once that's done, I think we need to have at least a little gap. Hang on a sec, I've got to count this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, at least I like to have at least 10 blocks. So we're going to extend that water flow there. So, between the spawner and the first cell, may I suggest at least 10 block gap between that spawner and the first cell that you're going to build. Now, I think we're about on the 10th block now, so we need to build this out a little bit more. We just need to build it out a little bit more. So how we're going to do that is quite simple. Is we're going to take our sign and we're going to extend this water flow, but we need to block it off here anyway. So what we need to do, what we will do, is extend the water flow by just placing at the end of the water stream. Just place a sign on the bottom here. Done. Place a sign 1 back up. Done. Get your bucket of water. Place it right there. Now what this will do is extend your canal. Like if you break this block and you can extend it out another 8 things, but look at this. Clean, straight through. That's how you extend water flow, because I actually get that question quite a lot. There's a lot of new Minecrafters out there, and you know, they're new, so you know, you got to give them a chance. Okay, so I think we should move on to the next stage. Alrighty then, I am back, guys, and we're going on to the third stage. We got the spawner in. So what we want to do now is we're going to build this out quite a bit. This here is going to be where we're sticking our dispensers to dispense water, and we're going to hook it all up. There we go. So let's get ourselves a couple of I only need one dispenser, but you guys are going to need a few, depending on how many you want to do. So what we want to do is, from here, we want to place a dispenser here, and every 2 blocks after that. So 1, 2, block, 1, 2, block. And I want to make this 4. I want to make 4 cells. Okay, 4 cells. So place a block there. Bring it out 1 more. Okay, and we just want to pretty much build that up a little bit, nice and neat like that. We want to grab some signs, and we want on the bottom of these dispensers, we want to put a sign. All right, all the way along on the bottom of each dispenser. Okay, and also we want to go sideways, so up, back 1 block here. We want to place another sign like that, going back. So what this will allow is the water, when the dispenser dispenses the bucket of water, it won't go backwards. You see, it will land on this sign here and just flow forward like a wave. And same with the next one and the next one. All right, and it could go forever. It could literally go forever. You could just keep making these damn things all day long. So now we can go ahead actually and break the sign here that's blocking the water off and let it run straight there. Because what will actually happen now is I'll actually show you. So we'll build this back wall up a little bit more, so it's a nice deep canal. We'll cover this up later, but what we'll do is put this bucket of water in the middle. Grab ourselves a lever so we can actually test it. You can use whatever. So there we go, and then sucks it back up. See? Works perfectly. So what we want to do is break a hole pretty much under there, under pretty much every one of those bottom signs, because that's where the mobs are going to be falling through. Okay, and we want to come at the back here and maybe build this up a little bit at the back. You don't have to, but I'm going to, just because it looks a lot prettier. I'm going to actually do it all the way along. It's totally up to you. So this is probably going to be built underground, obviously, where you know, because you found a zombie spawner. As if you're going to find a zombie spawner in the middle of the bloody air. It's probably not going to happen, isn't it? Ain't it? So okay, so what we want to do is come to the back. We're just going to set up the redstone real quick, and we're just going to put little platforms here, because we cannot set up this redstone just yet until obviously the bottom layers are set up, you know. But what we can actually do, well, we actually can. What am I talking about? Yeah, no, we can. Okay, so what we're going to do is, obviously the zombies drop down here. So what we can do is we can grab our we build this out a little bit, drop it down like that. Yep, that seems right. Yeah, no, that seems right. So our tripwire hooks, that's what I'm talking about. We're going to do our tripwire hooks now. So we're going to pretty much like a claw almost where the hole is. So you got this gap here and you got that gap there. And we're going to take some glowstone real quick, and we're going to replace where the claw is like that. Okay, and we're going to, well, this is, you don't have to use glowstone, you can use glass or, yeah. Okay, we're going to put tripwire there. Now this is to, when the zombie falls through, is to turn off the water that is currently flowing. You know, well, to turn on the water, sorry. So the zombie comes, you know, and there's no water here, so he gets forced to force down this hole. He trips it, shooting the water off, and then the next zombie along obviously goes to the next hole, you see? Quite simple. Okay, so we grab some string out next, like this, and we place it like that. Okay, so that's all hooked up and ready to go. Fantastic. So now what we want to do is just improvise, you know, just use common sense. That's the whole key here. So we just want to direct a little bit of redstone, and we want to power this, so which is quite easy. So what's actually happening is whoa. Okay, so soon as something goes over the tripwire, it will power this block here. So what we want that to do is we want it to just pretty much curve up and around like that, and we could just put a repeater there, and we go over that now. Voila! Quite easy. Now you can set that up multiple different ways. You can actually put a redstone torch there, whatever. It's not too difficult. So I'm going to do the other ones exactly the same, and you can actually just fill it in, make it nice and neat. You know, you couldn't see the ones that I did. It was pretty much covered up like that, you know. Yeah, so I'm going to do each shell exactly like that. As I said, just come down, build it like a claw. Use glowstone. Now the reason why you use glowstone is because if you break this now and you try to use like stone brick like that, let's get our string back out because I'm a Fruit Loop and I lost it, and we try hook it back in. Look, it's not hooking up. It needs a transparent block, well, like a glass block, a glowstone block. So as soon as we replace that and we update this, like that, see, works just fine. And it's going to keep shooting water out. All right, I'm going to do these other three here, and then we're going to get on to the next stage. Alrighty then, I am back, and what I've pretty much done is built up the front wall here. That's all I've done, is literally just thicken the front wall. Nothing special. So as you can see, the claws are still there, nothing's changed. The back here I didn't fill in, like I just left it open because I thought I wanted to point out that the power, see this block here that's being powered, will actually power the dispenser. So I thought I would point that out for redstone beginners, you know. So yeah, what's actually happening is power is going around, powering this block, which is connected to that block, and that block is technically getting powered as well. Okay, so that's what's actually happening now. I left it all off just to tell you that, because I didn't want to leave you in the dark. Okay, so let's go to the front. So obviously this is going to be the front where we're standing, and this is going to be the back where all the redstone is, and you hide all that, and it's underground. Of course it's going to be hidden. I'm going to break this bottom row here to reveal the glowstone, and what I'm going to do is come underneath here, and I'm going to go down. I'm going to go down, let's see how many we need. I think we need to go down by 4 from the top. Yeah, that seems about right. So do it on each side. Go down by 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And you can build this up too. Go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go at the back here. Same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm building one slice right now. This is slice 1. All the slices are exactly the same and will not interfere with each other as long as you follow this guide. Okay, so we're going to get our buttons out really quickly. So we got our wood button, which will be the kill button, and we've got our drop button. So down the bottom here is going to be our keep button, and up the top here is going to be that will be our kill button. That will be the double pulse. So we're going to take some wood and build the floor really quickly. Don't need a lever anymore. So the floor is actually here. So just putting in a pretend floor for now, all the way along when we get all these cells done. So there we go. There's the floor anyway. Okay, fantastic. So we can actually put a block there now. So right here is where the piston, or sticky piston, will actually sit extended. So actually let's do that now. So we'll just we'll have to improvise, come back a couple. We've got to get the sticky piston out first. It's probably a better idea. So replace a string, replace that string. So what we want to do is break all these blocks here, and we want to put a sticky piston back here with a block on front, and it should leave a gap like that. You know, if it's not a gap like that, move the sticky piston back one. Okay, it's quite simple, quite easy. All right, should be looking like that. And what we want to do is hook this button up to that sticky piston. Okay, it's hooked up to nothing right now, so you can't actually see the redstone wiring underneath the floor here. So what we want to do is run some blocks out the back here, and what we want to do is one back from this sticky piston here, place a block, and we want to get a redstone torch out, and we want to place a redstone torch on that block, which will stay on and power the piston, closing the floor up, you see? So this is where the zombie will land. Whoops. It's working. So this is where the zombie will land, and you'll have a half slab there, and the wall will be back here. So we can, no, we can't really put a wall there just yet. We need to put the dispenser in soon. But anyway, we're going to come down here, and we're going to put some redstone underneath the switch here. Just goes in like that. That's how simple it is. Look at that. If you need to pause it, and then we're going to press the button. So there, it opens that piston every single time. See, it's inverted. Okay. All right, so now that bit's over. I think we need to get the complex bit. This is a little bit more complex, well, I think anyway. So let's start with the button. Okay, this is the button. We're going to come on the side here. We're going to break this bit of wall out, and we're going to put a redstone repeater facing back ways to the back. All right, and then on the other side of this redstone repeater, we're going to put a torch here. Okay, that torch is going to be on. And we're going to break the block next to it, because that behind that should be the glowstone that we were talking about earlier. We're going to grab a couple of hoppers out. Okay, we can get rid of the buttons now. This is not any good. We're going to fill those two in for now. We're going to break those two. And we're going to leave that one there, and we're going to place two hoppers like that. See how the hopper's facing? We need the hopper to face into each other. See how they're kissing? Pretend these hoppers are kissing. They're making out. They're making out right now. So what's actually going to happen is this torch is going to hold the signal. We can actually get... No, we can't get rid of that one. So this torch is going to hold that signal inside this hopper, right? So if we put an item in, the button is going to be sacrificed. It's not going to go anywhere, right? It's going to be staying in there until that redstone signal is turned off. And then it's going to swap over to this guy here, and that guy's going to swap, well, that girl's going to swap back to that guy. It's like swapping gum. Some of you older people know what that means. Okay, so we're going to come out the back of the hopper, and it's going to be nice and clear. You're going to put a block back here. It could be any block of your choosing. And we're going to put a comparator there, and a comparator is going to detect that block being passed back and forwards, and I'll show you that right now. We're going to press the button. Boom, boom, double pulse. That's what we are after. Now, before we continue over here, we're going to actually grab another dispenser, not drop a dispenser, and we're going to go place it where it meant to be, which is at the back here. So on top of the piston, the extended piston, that's where it's going to sit. And then we're going to put a block on top of that, like that. Okay. So that's looking cool. That's looking fine. Actually, we can get a slab out right now, like a half slab. See, get this half slab out, place it there. See, look, it's looking exactly like the one I've got, which is getting there. It's getting there. It's a project. It's getting there. You take it slowly. Don't rush. Don't go crazy. All right. Okay. So what we want to do now is at the back of this comparator, we want to build it up. So this comparator is powering this block when it's on. We could get rid of that one. That doesn't need to stay. And we want to put a torch on the back here. See, this all needs to be built out later on. Right now, this is all just empty skeleton of a purifier. Okay? Alright, so now from there, what we want to do is we technically want to hook this dispenser up to this double pulse. Okay? So what I'm actually going to do is run it back. Okay? We're going to curve it like that. So what I've done is run from the block underneath the glowstone to the right, so this one here, and I'm just running redstone. Now I've broken that block, so it's one in. If you need to pause it, pause it. Hopefully I'm not going too quick for you. And we need to come back to the power. And you hear that tick? That's fantastic. That is what we want. So what we want to do now is, so what will actually happen is, like, actually, we're missing one thing, which I can point that out probably now. Yep, I can point that out now. So I just hit the button to turn off the piston here. it's not turning off. So what's actually happening is the piston's actually being powered by this block over here. So you know how to fix that? It's quite simple. We're going to go grab a stone half slab this time, and we're going to come around the corner here, and pretty much one block before this broken block, we're going to break it, break the signal, put a half slab here. This will disable the sticky piston from being powered. Okay. Alright, see how fiddly that is? So now if we hit the button, works just fine. And if we hit this button, tick, tick, see? There you go. I'm pretty sure if we put lava in there right now, if we put a bucket of lava in here, press that button, works just fine. There's the kill button, there's the keep button. Quite easy, look at that. We've pretty much almost built one slice already. It's just a skeleton as a slice, but it's still good. Now what we want to do is we want to run both signals. I mean both. Back up to the top here, to this dispenser here. So if you killed them, it will reset the chamber and allow more to come down. But if you kept them, it will reset. Both buttons will reset the chamber. All right. So if you kept or killed, it doesn't matter. So let's get the time set 0 again so you guys can see perfectly. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to come back down to this redstone torch here that's powering that sticky piston. I'm going to come out by 1 and then go up by 1 like that, and then we're going to grab some redstone. We're going to power this block here, and we're going to put a torch here, put a block on top, put another torch, another block. So we're pretty much carrying the signal straight up, you know, straight up like that. And then once we're up the top here and at the back of this repeater, we place a piece of redstone. Okay, so now pretend it's on, right? The zombie is now going over the top. We've just murdered a zombie in there. We want to reset this cell. Well, as soon as we hit this bottom button, there you go. It turns off, allowing back another zombie to come back down. Now we want to hook this button up as well, but we want to disable the double pulse because we don't need it to pulse water on and off. We just need it to pulse once, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to come here where this redstone signal here has been powered. We're going to pretty much place 2 blocks down like that. We're going to place repeaters facing into that torch which is on. Alright, and we're going to put them at maximum delay. This will now allow that double pulse to be cancelled out and only give 1 pulse instead of 2. And what we want to do is come back to this redstone signal here, and we want to build it up a couple. So technically that there is powering the redstone there, going into the dispenser, and it's now powering this block. So if we place a redstone torch there, okay, so now as soon as the double pulse goes off, it will turn off this line here, double pulsing this redstone torch. But the delay on these repeaters is too long and will cancel out that double pulse. So only 1 pulse will get through. So right now I just pulsed it. So yeah, it's on. So we click this. Did you hear that 1 tick? See? It's all hooked up. We have now officially done 1 slice. And all you do is repeat that same pattern over and over again. I mean, you do not change anything. You do not change anything. Now, what I normally do is fill this in with redstone. You know, this is meant to be behind a wall, not redstone, with bricks. So the original, you know how you guys didn't see much back here because it was all filled in with bricks. You could fill it all with bricks except down here. But yeah, that is pretty much basically slice 1. Now, if you don't believe me about slice 2, I'm just about to build it. So let's go around here and we'll start all over again with slice 2. So we're just cloning that slice. They just build them right next to each other. So I think we'll start slice 2. Alright guys, hit that next button. This video is split into 2 parts. thanks to the enormous size. So I'll put a button in the left hand, or the right hand corner actually. It will say next or whatever. There'll be a button up there. It's an annotation. Click it to go to the next part, or check the description. If you can't see that next button, check that description. She might have the link might be in the description below, so you can just click it, go to the next part, and you'll understand a lot more. Alright guys, I'll hopefully to see you in the next part.